what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic. And today we are playing a 100 card Historic Brawl, well, Historic Commander deck here. Once it's 100 cards, I think it stops being Brawl and it becomes Commander. It's just that it's limited to Historic cards only, so I don't know wherever that fits. Maybe it's Brawl, whatever. But we are playing a Muldrotha deck because Sultai is just some of the best colors you can be playing. It also lets us have a lot of ways to bring things back from the graveyard. So if we are playing any kind of combo synergy type of thing, Muldrotha just helps us do that. We can tutor stuff by milling things over into the graveyard and then be able to play them. And so we are trying to play just a full-on value deck with some good interaction, but a lot of just combo pieces in here to try to do some fun shenanigans with this. I'm not going to go over every single thing in here because it's just filled with lots of good stuff. And so we are going to try to win some games here with the Muldrotha deck and see how it does for us. Let's go and dive into the gameplay, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. Here we go. Before we dive into the gameplay, a quick reminder to hit the subscribe button. Help me get up to 50,000 subscribers. I'm really excited to get there. You guys have been awesome. All right, let's dive into it. Up against Artorias, the lands that we need and a little bit of ramp. Mostly a good hand. We have Nissa, so I'm going to try this one out. Nethroi is a pretty scary one to play against. The awkward thing here is that we have quite a few lands, and this counts as a land, but we should have had more lands than this. So I'm hoping that we can find more here soon. Mindstone, pass the turn. Timber Calls the Dead. We start milling ourselves, which isn't great, but Acolyte at least can get us another land. Oh, that's awful. School Prophet. At least we can't play that. All right, they shut us down hardcore with a Broken Bond. That is a pretty great card, isn't it? Ramp and get rid of stuff that's always being played in the early games. Maybe not so much in Brawl, typically, but... Kinnin. Removal, I expect. No removal. That's something, at least. Elvish Rejuvenator. Yep. Why am I not playing Elvish Rejuvenator too? There's so many cards I just totally forgot about. Then it's not okay. School Prophet, so we can ramp up on the next turn. We need to be able to get to Our Promise or something. Sure, attack in. Should be fine. Fast turn. So Mutate is 7 mana here for this, and then they get to bring back, what is it? Creature cards only. Power 10 or less, all right. Explore, all right, so they're gonna get up to Nethroi on the next turn, unless we can get rid of this Elvish Rejuvenator. Getting up to a Nissa is a pretty good play for us. Getting up to Hour of Promise and Field of the Dead. We could also just grab our deserts for 2 zombies. But this is the way to find Field of the Dead. Maelstrom Pulse. All right, then. Phyrexian Tower. I think it's Hour of Promise here before Nissa. We have the ability to actually go off with Field of the Dead right now. They don't have land destruction just yet, so I think that just creates a much better situation for us. All right, so Field of the Dead, Command Tower, Blast Zone, is that worthwhile? Field of Ruin could be something worthwhile, maybe. Just to hit more lands with it, with this as well. Or maybe a Fabled Passage right now. These both enter tapped, right? If they're Deadlands, could be interesting if they don't use the Nethroi on this turn. Let's go Field of Ruin this time. Oh, that's not enough. Oops. Oh well. All right, putting something amazing into the graveyard. This is a little bit awkward because we only have one forest, so it does ramp us up. It does create a board state, but I feel like they're going to be having board wipes with this deck. Lots of good things that are a little bit scary. And so I'm trying to make sure that we can get good value out of it immediately. We have Muldrotha online. I can play that out and a land. They shouldn't be able to respond to it with their colors. So we can get the Field of the Dead running. Tendershoot Dryad. That is intriguing. That's a great card. We're not at the City's Blessing yet, so let's go Muldrotha. Cast land. Do we not have anything there? I was thinking we were going to be able to play Kinnan. That's kind of annoying. Pass the turn. Probably should have milled 2 cards there first. I just totally forgot that I didn't have the untapped land there. I was really hoping to be able to cast Kinnan. Field of Ruin. They're going to have an answer for the Field of the Dead. We can keep casting Field of the Dead from the graveyard, so it's not that big of a deal. More forest for Nissa. They should have waited to the last step, I think, there to do that. Additional land on each of your turns. What do they put in the graveyard? I totally forgot to even check. Oh, wow. All right, mill some cards. Gilded Lotus is interesting. Okay, Fill the Dead. There we go. I think I can play Nissa and Tendershoot Dryad. So let's play. Oops. Nissa.
Through this land, we are all connected.
Tendershoot Dryad. Didn't get a plus on that, but that's kind of okay. What artifact do I have? Okay, yeah, I can't actually cast anything. Attacking here. We have the City's Blessing, so we'll be making 3/3s. Chumps. All right, let's start piecing together some combo. That's what we're looking for. Kinnan and Gilded Lotus is a pretty sweet little play there. Paradox Engine would be awesome to find. Field of Ruin. Okay, that's still okay. Find an island. Sort of Phyrexian Tower as well. Pretty soon we're not going to have as many lands to grab. Where are they at with basic lands? Are they still finding them? They are. There's Nethroi. All right, we need to find removal sometime soon. Yeah. Not the best Nethroi. It does have Death Touch and Lifelink, though. I don't think there's a better land than this still. So let's go ahead and do this first. Recast Nissa is a pretty good thing to do. Let's go Creature Kinnan. Artifact Gilded Lotus. Timurit Calls the Dead. Don't know why I didn't hold that up. Could have played out the Binding of Titans there as well. Get rid of Lotus Cobra. All right, we still do have mana. Okay. Acolyte of Affliction. And Sir Conran to hand, I think, is pretty great. I guess we attack like this. So it has lifelink, right? So no attacks, pass the turn. So we have Sacrifice Outlet with Sir Conrad, which is pretty swell. Scoot Swarm. Good stuff. Ramonut. They no longer have the Ramonut Excavator, right? Or does this still let you play stuff in their graveyard? Oh, yeah, they have it underneath Nethroi, right? So Field of Ruin. Cool. One more basic land, and then we're done. It's a lot of Scoot Swarms. Sir Conrad kind of hurts the Scoot Swarm plan a little bit. It forces them to take a little bit more time to figure things out. As Field of Ruin has been so annoying with the Remnant Excavator. We kind of had the same game plan, but we just don't get to play 2 per turn. World Shaper, that is terrifying. That is absolutely not good for us. Brainstorm, okay. Emery, and our own Scoot Swarm. I think we decline with all of those. All right, so first off, cast a creature, Scoot Swarm. Cast a land. Field of the Dead. Sir Conrad. Binding of Titans. Get some triggers just Sir Conrad. Do I have enough to cast Nissa? I think I do. And then Kinnan lets it tap for quite a bit of mana, but Brainstorm's pretty sweet here too. I don't want to do this. Let's Defiant Salvager. I can only do this at sorcery speed, unfortunately. We mill 2 cards. And I think we pass the turn. All right, we have lots of stuff in the graveyard. Opponent scoops it up. We were getting a little bit further ahead than they were. So they had the Scoot Swarm. They had the ability to play multiple lands each turn, which is good. But the issue is that they couldn't kill us immediately within like 2 turns. Sir Conrad was going to win. Swinging in and having them have to block with everything was going to help us win. So the next turn was going to be huge for us. We got Shambling Gas and we got, did we have Liliana as well? We also had Doom Whisper that we could play out and then find Liliana and Shambling Gas and keep playing creatures over and over again. So then we had the Sir Conrad. So that was the game plan from there, is that we would Doom Whisper, mill as many cards as we could, find Liliana, cast Shambling Gas from the graveyard over and over and over again, sacrifice it to Defiant Salvager, have a bunch of extra mana with Kinnan, win the game. Also have infinite amount of Scoot Swarm Dillidus as well. So good stuff. I like it. All right, up against Justice, and we have Mimic for 3 mana. The cool thing about King Narfi's Betrayal is that things that go to the graveyard, I can then cast with any colored mana. And so if it lets us get more black mana, it's potential. I think we need to use the free mulligan here, though. Yeah, we need the colors. Better. Yeah, keep this. Do Dark Ritual. I don't know why I forgot about Dark Ritual. Thoughtseize, sure. I also thought about Thoughtseize. I brought in Thought Erasure because it surveils for us. You know what? Tap land is great here. Play it, pass the turn. Athreos. Athreos is going to be annoying. Hold on to stuff for Snarls. Let's play out. Let's put this out on blue or black. I can't remember which I need more of. I think it's black. There's more 2-colored things in black. Mimic is interesting. Gets us up to stuff quicker. Yeah, let's play that. Mimic, pass the turn. I actually really like Mimic with Muldrotha because it's a 2-mana thing that can sack immediately for mana. If we have Kinnan, it can kind of keep going off. Okay, just Drew. I don't need to show that off just yet. Play out the Forest, play out Solemn. Trade off 1 piece of ramp for another, but good enough. Island. Okay, pass the turn. I feel like we're in pretty good shape. We have Biogenic Ooze coming next turn. They let us draw a card immediately. Sweet stuff. Take action. More discard would be bad. Definitely not great. This can't be 0, unfortunately. Otherwise, Lair Hydra could sacrifice itself for Muldrotha for something. Decisive Denial. Is that better to hold on to? Or just start going off with Biogenic Ooze? Yeah, that's the Revenge of Ravens is not bad at all. Let's go Binding of Titans. See what we hit here. I'm going to hold on to Decisive Denial. This is a good turn for us to try to counter something. And we can play out Lair of the Hydra this way. Pass the turn. What did we find? Egon is not bad. Passes their turn. Okay. Phyrexian Scriptures. Are they going to be able to have ways to get stuff back from the graveyard? I don't really care to gain too much life here. I just want to make sure they don't have things they can recast. Heartless Act, sure. Anything that does stuff. So guaranteed they have removal, right? Having a counterspell would be nice. Let's go ahead and just play out the Biogenic Ooze. We can always get it back from the graveyard. We have other things to get back from the graveyard. This creates a 2/2 immediately, so even if they have removal, we at least get something out of it. Yeah, no counter. That would have been... Oh, wait, no, this is cast down, yeah. All right, so Athreos, as long as your devotion to white is... so at the beginning of your end step, put a coin counter onto your creature. When it dies, it comes back to... onto their control. Eliminate. I'm fine with that too. Yeah, if they want to use all the removal, all the cards in hand right now, sweet. Our goal is to get enough mana that we can play Muldrotha and play something out immediately. We have Egon, God of Death, on this next turn right away, before they'll have a chance to respond. Creature card to our hand. Let's bring back Biogenic Ooze to hand. If no Deadlands... I think now we hold up the counter spell, actually. We can counter the Athreos at the very least. But I think we try to protect this. Flunk. Sure. Yep. Yeah, we try to counter Athreos. Arcane Signet. Sure. Can't actually counter that there. Okay, enough mana to be able to hold up. Decisive Denial. Attack in. Right. Take one. Deal one, basically. Anything for 2. So I have Paradise Druid. Nothing better than holding up Decisive Denial. We're kind of showing it off here, but pass the turn. Okay. We have the ability to play it out again anyway. Yep, take action. Nissa is awesome. Nissa's huge here. Okay. Untap. Let's go Island. Yeah, 2 triggers here. Still plenty of damage to deal. Down to 11. Pass the turn. Shadow's Verdict. Get stuff out of the graveyard is the issue here. What things does it actually get rid of? So it gets rid of Paradise Druid, Egon, and this land. Yeah, this is a good time to play this. If they find another land, we're at a place where we can't really play even counter the Athreos anyway, and it doesn't actually affect the board that much. And so I think that we try to do as much as we can right now. I can maybe thin their deck of lands with a Field of Ruin, get into my graveyard, but I don't think it matters too much here. Gem Razor's kind of cool. All right, so Gem Razor onto something with counters. Is it actually better? It comes to 0/0, so it becomes a 7/7. So yeah, let's do that. Over. Oh, that's right. If it doesn't keep the ability, I always forget about that. Oh well. Can I still play Muldrotha? No. So untap a forest this time. Attack in. Getting rid of the Arcane Signet might have been better. Bonus keeps it up, yeah. Because then we have Muldrotha, and then we have other stuff to play. We're just in sweet shape there. All right, so that was good. I like that. All right, up against Key again, and a pretty sweet start. Not a ton of lands, but we have the Brainstorm. So Brainstorm, Incubation Druid, Defiant Salvager, a combo piece with Paradox Engine, actually a little bit. I still have the Forest to play this on the next turn. So yeah, Watergrave, untapped, pass the turn. Tiny Bones. So discard stuff is going to be annoying. Probably lots of it. Tiny Bones is such an evil thing. That's probably a Skull Raid, is my assumption. All right, so on top we want... I think we're just playing the Incubation Druid on the next turn. So Paradox Engine can go on top. Binding of Titans doesn't really matter here. We'll put Timurit Calls the Dead. I'm fine with Paradox Engine going to the graveyard if we end up switching anything up here. All right, so Snarl, I don't think it'll matter because we're just ramping Incubation Druid. I could mill here. Nah, let's ramp. Pass the turn. All right. Tiny Bones should have lots and lots of discard. However, yeah, we'll see exactly how this works. Elspeth's Nightmare. Rude. All right, let's Timurit Calls the Dead. So the nice thing about Defiant Salvager is that it can actually sacrifice an artifact with our hand here. And so being able to sacrifice an artifact is a big deal because we can sacrifice Mox Amber to then keep bringing it back with Emery. With Paradox Engine can do some pretty cool stuff. So Paradox Engine goes to the graveyard. We can bring it back with Muldrotha. We're fine. We also have Bala Ged Recovery. Things to go to exile, however, we're not going to do too well with. All right, Dark Ritual. I forgot that's a card. There's so many cards that I forget are available in this format. I probably should be playing Dark Ritual, you know? Board wipe or the ability to target stuff. Let's go ahead and keep the... Let's get rid of the Phyrexian Scriptures. Snarl comes in tapped. Hold up Decisive Denial. Get rid of something from hand. Man, Tergrid, that's a really good play for them on turn 3. How about that? Holding up Decisive Down might have been nice. I think we have to hold it up just so that we don't have to sacrifice or discard too many things here. Exiles our graveyard. I forgot about that too. All right, cool. So Paradox Engine, gone. Lots of good things gone. Non-creature spell. That's actually pretty fine with us. Sacrificing a token doesn't do anything here. Tergrid's only non-token stuff. Could have had it fight. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered. Okay, take 4. Pass to my turn. Fable Passage does give them a copy. Toski, Indestructible's not bad, but they're gonna make us sacrifice stuff. So to the bottom, we need removal. That's right. Dang it. Yeah, get a Timurit Calls the Dead. Why don't you? Go for it. They're stuck on 3 lands. We want to play Fable Passage, but it's not really worthwhile yet. So play out Fable Passage. If we play Elsa's Nightmare, they get a copy unless we find a way to get rid of this sooner than later. I think we just play Binding of Titans, hold up Decisive Denial. Biogenic Ooze could be pretty sweet. Yeah, and right now we just pass the turn. Wait at least until their end step before we give them a Fable Passage. We've got some decent hits here, at least. This, I'm guessing, is Skull Raid. Each opponent sacrifices a creature. They don't own a... I'm okay losing this guy. That's pretty fine. Are they going to cast anything else? We'll see. Nothing else. Wow. I guess they know that we have the Decisive Denial. All right, give them the Fabled Passage. We really want that in our graveyard. If they sacrifice it, we'll have it back in our graveyard, I guess. Grab a Swamp. Ashiok. Just in case I can get Dark Ritual back. Eldritch Reborn. No life gain from this. That's fine. Ashiok doesn't do a whole lot here. This protects our life total a little bit. Let's just hold up Decisive Denial still. So Elspeth's Nightmare. Yeah, cracks Fabled Passage. Reduce their scry and life gain there. Booyah, that's right. Take that, fool. Grim Tutor. Do you counter the tutor? We're gonna counter something here. Oh, we're getting this taken away soon. We've been holding on to it for a long time. We really have to draw something good this turn or fail, basically. So down to 8. Land for the Muldrotha is pretty sweet. Land from graveyard to hand. Let's go Biogenic Ooze, actually. Yeah, we get a mill more cards. That's fine with us. All right, get rid of Power Word Kill. Target player sacrifices a creature. Lots of mana for the flashback. They don't have it here. Hypno Rivulet. If they have more sacrifice effects, what do they have here? Each player exiles... okay, it doesn't sacrifice. Crux of Fate. Should be fine. I'm going to play Muldrotha when I can also get a land out of the graveyard here as well. All right, 2 creatures, a way to actually block Turgid and kill it. They get to get rid of some creatures from our graveyard. What was that? I didn't actually see. Oh well. There's the Skull Raid. Yikes. Exiles our graveyard every turn with Ashiok. Dude, Turgid is so annoying here for us. I thought that this was Skull Raid in there. Yep, it was good. That's bad. Exiles our graveyard. Memory. All of our combo gone. Dude, this happens every time. And once they get up to 6 mana, we have no hand. That's bad stuff. We can exile their graveyard too, at the least. Gitrog Monster. All right. That doesn't have anything to target this turn, which is nice. No attacks. We can't let this get milled, so Gitrog Monster counters on stuff, pass the turn. And now we could probably start just making oozes. That might be the better play even than just playing a 6/6 here. Just because more tokens, more protection. All right, so they do go for the board wipe here. They're in good shape with everything else they've got. Tiny boats can come back quicker. They keep getting rid of our graveyard. Solemn for the... Okay, Solemn Simulacrum. Let's ramp. Right. Oops. Crap. I can draw cards with it. That's all I was caring about, was the ability to draw cards here, guys. I should have played Muldrotha because Elspeth was going to come back. Frost's Contempt. All right. Answers. Using that instead of on Muldrotha. Very intriguing. I guess I could kill Ashiok. That's a Turgid. All right, let's see what removal they have. Let's use Thirst. Okay, it dies. They have the ability to mill it now. All right, cool. Kinnan. All right, Muldrotha. There's a 6/6. Pass the turn. Kinnan's intriguing. We're close to 7 mana, and so playing that out right there could have been better. Sacrifices 2 creatures. That's fine. Take action. Okay, Ashiok's gone. Ashiok actually goes to our graveyard right here and then gets exiled, so we don't get Ashiok either. Kinnan. Tapped. Pass the turn, activate on the next turn. All right. We should be at least in better shape here. One more land and they can actually play Tiny Bones and activate it, and we're dead. So I should have kept something in hand there. Yeah, with the Cold Steel Heart, they're really close to this. I'm debating if I want to mill myself here. So yeah, this gets exiled. Nothing in the graveyard. Thanks again there, sir. Yeah, let's go ahead and mill ourselves. Okay, there's some lands. Good. Some things to do. Oh, right. Muldrotha costs more. We need to hold on to that. Pass the turn. Ah, dang it. I forgot Muldrotha costs more now. Got rid of my way of being able to do that. Cool. This also costs 4 instead of 2 now. Without the Mox Amber, sure, why not? Pass the turn. Tiny Bones comes out. Down to 4. Dead on board. And game. All right. Alrighty then. All right, up against Lord Haston. And interesting hand. We will keep it. Lots of tapped lands. It's a little bit awkward. We can pay for this to be untapped for the Llanowar. I'm not sure if we play that first anyway, because we have all the other tapped lands. We're on the draw. We're going to keep it. Why not? Llanowar in turn 1 is pretty great stuff. Tap lands after that are okay, I guess. Yeah, we still have another chance to find an untapped land, and we can play out other things then. So pass the turn. Fill the Dead in the opening hand is pretty swell. Pass the turn. What are we up against? Tyverkel. It's a little bit terrifying. It does have a black mana symbol on it. I kind of forget about that. That is a pretty great commander for this. This is probably my favorite thing about Historic Brawl is the ability to have Planeswalkers as commanders. That is my favorite thing about the 100 card commander, the Brawl format, is that Brawl allows you to do that. I think that would be sweet. They should just allow that to be a thing that already can happen in Commander. It would be busted, I agree, but it would be fun. I think it would be fun. There's a lot of commanders that are just awesome. Of course, then Saheeli would be a potential commander, and that would probably have to be Ixnayed right away. Doesn't play out the Tyvar. That's a lot more mana. Okay, that's fair. We have Decisive Denial to counter this. They're going to have way more mana than that matters for, though. So, not a land. Still haven't found a land. Let's play out Field of the Dead. Do I care to hold out? Let's just go Mire Triton here. 2 lands to the graveyard. I'm not sure how these work with Muldrotha. We should be able to play the land side of it. It should count for both sides available in the graveyard, even though we can't, like, it'll cast automatically as this side of it, but once it's available to us, we should be able to cast the land side, I believe. Yeah, War Master, lots and lots of mana. Tyvar. Untaps. Doesn't make an extra token. Interesting. So they're going to be able to play something else here. Why not do that and then have more stuff for Nyx Lotus and play more things? I'm confused. All right, so blue mana. Witherbloom doesn't actually kill things anymore. I can't get rid of this. Non-creature, non-land permanent. So Witherbloom doesn't help us a whole lot here. Holding on to a negate can be pretty good. Decisive Denial could also be pretty good. I could fight Mire Triton here. Let's go to combat. Let's attack it with Mire Triton at Tyvar. All right, so let that hit. I was kind of hoping that they would block with a Llanowar or something else. That way I could Decisive Now fight the Elfhame Druid and get rid of that as well. Just enough cool things to happen all at once. Now I think we get rid of the Elvish War Master. It's just something I don't want on board, I've decided. Sai can be a pretty good blocker. We don't have any artifacts to really make it useful yet. Let's go ahead and negate that. Use all of our spells. Negate's not going to hit a ton of things in this deck. The 2 things we probably should have hit was the Nyx Lotus and Tyvar Kell. Those are already on the battlefield, so we missed our opportunity. Getting rid of this is important. We need to find some removal. Binding of the Gods would be sweet. A land for the Muldrotha, also quite sweet. That's a Binding of the Gods. Gets rid of Llanowar. Yeah, get rid of Ramp. And the Herald. The 2 best sagas for this entire deck. And they got both of them. I love Magic. Sometimes gets to bring back Elvish War Master. Dude, can you have a better hand than this? They had a Llanowar Elves in the opening hand. They had Nyx Lotus, Tyvar Kell, and an Elvish War Master, and the ways to bring it back. Like, you don't get a better hand than that. That's ridiculous. If we can get up to Field of the Dead, we have a chance. Let's just bring out a blocker here. Man. I can return to a graveyard land card from graveyard to hand. So I do have the ability to get a land. I should have done that here instead. Sorcery speed. All right, well. Yeah, if it wasn't sorcery speed, I could do some combat tricks with that, but oh well. Do this. All right, so target player mills 3 cards. Target opponent loses life and gain life. Okay. Tap land anyway. Potentially not, though. Or guarantee tap land, but all of the colors. We need green mana regardless. Green blue is the best. Let's go for... Let's try for the Snarl. Leyline. Oh my goodness. Wow. They have had nothing wrong with their hand yet. Dude, I mean, everything in your deck should be good, but still. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Man, I love Magic so much. Okay, Woodland Cemetery lets us play Muldrotha. Good enough. Pass the turn. It's a pretty big blocker. Let's hope they don't have... We discard Salvager. I guess we have lands from the graveyard that we can play anyway, so I should have gotten rid of the Snarl. Have more things to do. I was good. Death Touch hits in for a ton of damage. All right, what do we have in the graveyard? We need answers for all this. It's creatures and planeswalkers. What do they have in their graveyard? So no blocks. Skemfar, not quite good enough. Binding of the Gods, we can't get from their side. Wow. Buffed again. All right, so we start getting blockers now. Let's see, what's the best way to go here? Dream Eater is something. Yeah, so let's just go, what enchantments do I have? I don't think it's better than the Dream Eater. Maybe Mire Triton is good enough. Let's go Dream Eater. Ooh, Phyrexian Scriptures. Definitely in the graveyard. Sir Conrad, I want to hand. Hour of Promise. Incubation Druid can go to graveyard. Yeah, okay, that is fantastic stuff on top there. Okay, we get to bounce. Is it Nyx Lotus, maybe? I think it's Nyx Lotus. Play a land, so we can play the Disruption. That's really interesting. All right, so play this out, tapped. Pass the turn. Oh, gosh, Eldest Reborn. We actually don't have that many great things in the graveyard, so that's fine. We get to play Phyrexian Scriptures next turn. And that's huge. Board wipe. All. Oh, gosh. Skemfar. Right. Right. Dang it. Come on. How much luck can you get? Can I get some? I want some. I want that. up against JoJo Skulf, and tap lands are a little bit annoying, but it's a pretty sweet hand, so we'll keep it. Woodland Cemetery, pass the turn. We have the ability to play out Glowspore, Shaman. Oh, we don't, because of the not another green land here. So yeah, it's actually a little bit awkward. Jesper Sentinel. Maybe we should go in for the Thought Rager, would have been better, trying to find that third land. We can do that on the next turn. Leafy Kin, a Druid. Okay, Snarl tapped isn't the worst. Stitcher Supplier, Omnath deck. Tap them down. All right. Chandra is pretty terrifying. Reflections of Letjara. Why am I not playing this? Oh, I guess it's creature type there. So Cultivate, they can actually play on the next turn. Brushfire Elemental, they can actually play on the next turn. Yeah, they're really looking for that land. I think we get rid of Cultivate and just try to keep them off of lands a little bit more. Fable Passage on top. Yes, please. Do I go for Time Warp right away? Wow, they had... Was that in their hand? That's a great top deck. Opponent. For the love. I think we have to try to get as far ahead as possible with this deck right away. Let's find, I guess, a forest. If I find a land, I get to Muldrotha right away. They have what online now? Just more elementals, maybe an Omnath. Omnath is actually online for sure. All right, so let's go Time Warp now. Rampage is pretty good. Yeah, there's... The next best thing they can play is Chandra, so I could hold up Negate, but I don't think it's going to be as worthwhile. So Glowspore Shaman. I can put a land on top if I want. And I think that I do want. Let's go Watery Grave. Okay, down to 23, pass the turn. Tapped land. So yeah, plays out Omnath. Kills, I'm guessing Sentinel. Yeah. And then we get to have Muldrotha. This flippin' Risen Reef, man. How lucky to top deck that right then. Like the literally only card they would be able to play besides Brushfire. Dude, sometimes it's just ridiculous. Attack in. They block the Stitcher Supplier. Okay. I don't think they have an answer for the Muldrotha. At least that's something. Reflections of Letjara is a pretty sweet thing for them to play. I think that's their best thing to play here, but it's kind of just hoping that we don't have stuff. Now everything is a land as well for Omnath. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good. They don't have red mana for the elemental, Brushfire Elemental at least. They have 3 lands though. There's the red mana, of course. Goodness. Brushfire Elemental triggers itself with Ashaya. That's insane. Oh, they didn't have anything else. Wow. Okay, we were lucky there. No blocks. What can we find? We need something phenomenal off the top here. Egon, God of Death. Gitrog Monster is interesting. It lets us draw more cards. So let's cast a creature. Cast Gitrog Monster. I can't think of anything better at the moment. Cast the land, Fable Passage. We can play out another land here when we draw a card, so hopefully we find a land. Nada. Actually, let's see here. What do we have now? Mire Triton and Mind Stone are options. Mire Triton's pretty good. So let's grab a... It might just still be another forest. We'll go swamp. Okay, swamp. I don't think negate's going to be worthwhile holding on to. I guess holding on to negate is still better. So... yeah, pass the turn. This at least doesn't have trample. All right, they have, yep. Negate. That's what we're holding negate for. Reflection of the Jar would probably have been better to get rid of, but at least it's something. Veil of Summer. All right, yep. Okay. And now Ashaya with the ability to give haste. This is 2 lands and, yeah, oh gosh. Dude, it's insane. We should be able to survive this turn. Mostly. Our board wipes are... Ugin here is the best board wipe by far. Phyrexian Scriptures, a little bit too slow. Thassa. Start tapping our stuff down. Tax in there. We block here. Okay, what do we have in the graveyard? So we do have to sacrifice a land at the beginning of the upkeep. Killing a Gitrog monster here, yeah, that's pretty bad for us. Right, get the blink stuff. Yeah, elementals are pretty insane. They found the best elemental of the entire deck as a top deck right after I had a discard. I didn't see the Risen Reef there, at least. I don't remember seeing it. So yeah, it's all sorts of insane. So we can recast the Gitrog monster. This time we have extra things to cast. Ifnir Deadlands, not quite good enough, though. I think having card draw is going to be better. I could mill the graveyard with the Ashiok, which isn't the absolute worst. All right, let's cast creature, Gitrog monster. We can play out the Egon, got a death, hopefully, here. Come on. Yeah, now I don't think we have a way to do anything. They drew way too many cards. We're at such a big disadvantage now. Death Touch at least does something here. It's going to be a little bit harder for them to attack in with. We can still chump block Ashaya and block here. Alrund's Epiphany. And we're dead. Yeah, we're done. That was awful. Up against Mike the Programmer, we have Egon on turn 1 or Llanowar on turn 2. We can go Llanowar and Egon turn 2, I guess. That's decent enough. Ramp up into Eldest Reborn. Omen of the Sea is pretty nice. I like it. Good enough. Valgate Recovery is a sweet thing to have, but Llanowar turn 2 is better. Cody. Play this tap, pass the turn. Anywhere. Have an opt. Hopefully not a spell pierce. So they wouldn't be able to spell pierce this anyway. This is the one they can. All right, cool. Omen of the Sea on the next turn. Try to find lands. Get up to these great 5-drops, and then Muldrotha for everything else. Like, this is exactly what we want to be doing. Milling on each turn to get some stuff in the graveyard. Yeah. This is phenomenal. That's great too. That's fantastic. All right, so binding. Maybe I should have drawn there first just to see if I want to play anything else, but or keep some things on the top. Got rid of their Ugin. That's good. Ours in the graveyard where we like it. Will they be countering this? And I'm not playing anything else. Yeah, let's just go ahead and throw it out there. Good starts for us. I want Sir Conrad. Keep one land there. Actually, Sir Conrad gets milled this way, which is also fine. That's fine. With Eldritch Reborn, we can get it back. But I think we just play out Tendertree Dryad on this next turn. Cody. Yeah, Eldritch Reborn, get rid of Cody. Ugin. Eldritch Reborn. Dryad could have been sweet, but definitely get rid of Cody when we can. Pass the turn. And we're going to get back an Ugin or a Sir Conrad, unless they can exile stuff. Okay, I like this lots. I think we're in okay shape. Just an assumption here, but I think what we're doing is kind of like the best. Man, when it comes to 100 card decks, there's so many cards I'm missing in this right now. There aren't permanents. I was trying to keep more permanents in here, but like we don't have what's the 2-mana counter target legendary or historic spell type of thing. There's a Tail's End. There's a lot of other cards that we're missing that I just forgot because I built it right before we started playing. The hunt that I'm trying to go for is trying to find decks that are actually good enough to play in Commander. Like this can be a Commander deck as well as a Historic Brawl deck. So it can just all be fun. A land would have been pretty sweet. Land's still sweet. Land or creature card back to hand. Well, let's get back Sir Conrad. They discard a card. Do we play the Muldrotha out or the Tendertree Dryad is the question. They're holding up mana for something. This is a deck full of spells. They're going to have removal. I'm trying to decide what I care about the most. Opponent's discarding. They're going to have lots of mana fixing spells for Cody as well. So they could have Cultivate. They probably would have played Cultivate though. There are a couple instant speed search for land cards. I think Eureka Moment is a good one. A couple things like that. Growth Spiral. Being too greedy here is an issue. Oh wait, what am I? Oh yeah, so I get the Ugin back on the next turn, right? Okay, we're good. Opponent went fully to time there. Interesting. Let's play out the Tendertree Dryad. City Blessing online. Attack in, why not? I believe that they timed out here. Want to just pass their turn for this? Okay. All right, opponent does time us out, and bummer. We are actually finally doing good stuff. I hate that how that's always how it happens. You finally start piecing things together, and opponent's like, no, I'm out. It's fun. Okay. All right, so in the wrap up for this deck is really fun. It's definitely a good deck to play. I totally forgot about Dark Ritual. It's banned in most formats, but it is available in 100 card, which is actually really cool. Thought Seize, I totally forgot as well. Just like basic like 1 mana things that I should be playing, I totally forgot. Like Veil of Summer. Like I forgot a lot of cards out there. I played a lot of good value things in here too that are pretty fun, but I definitely miss out on a lot of things. And so it was fun. I had a blast. I hope you guys enjoyed the deck as well. There's lots of good things this deck does. Definitely had some weaknesses because we were just a little bit more expensive than others and trying to find good things. Probably needed more interaction, removal, whatever else. I was trying to keep those as, permanent removal things, and we should be doing okay with that. Phyrexian Scriptures is something that gets pretty crazy once it starts going. It starts turning lots of things into artifacts, and then can just have a board wipe every couple turns over and over again, and it's just pretty fun. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much. If you didn't, just leave. Okay, bye.